the city of Montgomery. We ask your guidance in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Please stand with me as we pledge allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Board of Adjustments is a 9-member board. We're appointed by the City Council and we serve on a voluntary basis without compensation. Our procedure for conducting business is I will call out the name of the petitioner. If you will, please come to the mic and speak clearly into the mic so that everyone up here can hear your petition. And then be prepared to answer any questions that any member of the board may have, and anyone in the audience will be given the opportunity to come forward and voice their concerns and opinions, and the petitioner will be given the opportunity to respond. Once we receive public testimony on a particular item, the members of the board will deliberate. We will render our decision tonight. I'll remind members on the board, if you have a personal or a financial interest in a particular item, you're required to recuse yourself from voting. Any testimony that is submitted by the petitioner or on behalf of the petitioner during the presentation of the item will be binding as to any decision the board makes relative to the motion. I remind the members of the board, if a motion to deny an item is made, a reason must be given. At this time, I'll introduce the board members that are here. Mr. George Howell, Mr. Quentin Burke, Mr. Bart Prince, Mr. Pickett Reese, Mr. Blake Markham, and I'm John Stanley, your chairman. Our land use staff that are here tonight, Mr. Warren Adams, our administrator, Ms. Jovan Hines, and Ms. Andrea Spriggs. Any questions? For any motion to pass, it has to have 5 votes, not a majority. We have 6 here tonight, so if your motion is to be approved, or if your petition is to be approved, you have to have 5 votes. If you feel like that might adversely affect the outcome of your presentation, you can delay your presentation to the next meeting, which is, I believe, May the 16th. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? Item number 1 has been delayed to be presented by Mr. Bill Wilson, representing RaceTrac Incorporated, regarding a height variance for an ID sign to be located at 1323 Eastern Boulevard in a B3 district. Item number 2 is now tonight presented by Mr. Garrick Oliver, representing the Ranch ATV Park, requesting a special exception for a commercial recreational facility to be located at 4785 Velma Circle in a flood hazard zoning district. Yes, sir. We'll need your name and your address as you speak for our minutes.
Good afternoon. My name is Garrick Oliver. I'm the owner of the Ranch ATV Park on Old Haver Road. I came today to request a business license to represent my community of the Stop the Violence organization. Together, we are trying to give the kids a safe opportunity to ride their four-wheelers and dirt bikes instead of using our city streets and highways. It's very dangerous for them on these public roads. Here today with me are some officers that's important and to tell about the safety measure is Officer Stewart and also my security officer, D&D Security. Having this business license will help me obtain small business grants and loans to upgrade my park for safety requirement equipment, and I also will be building an asphalt track for riding ATVs and dirt bikes without endangering the public.
Mr. Oliver, please provide us with information about your days and hours of operation.
Repeat that.
Please give us the days of the week and the hours of operation. When do you start? When do you complete?
Okay, I would do it approximately, we ride on weekends, on Sundays, it's free, we just barbecue and ride, just family and friends. And sometime on Saturday, when I'm cleaning up, but I will host the event probably once, maybe twice a month. It starts at probably 10, 11 that morning, and I'm done by 11:30, 12, no later. And I supply with at least 2 sheriffs or security guard and 10 D&D security officers.
Are the events on the weekends only?
Weekends only.
Which is what, Saturdays and
Saturday,
Sundays?
mostly just Saturdays. On Sunday, I probably have approximately 5, maybe 10 people.
Okay. Have you had any incidents there where you've had complaints from the neighborhood?
Yeah, they called and complained, but we had a problem with me coming down Velma Circle. And by me going down Velma Circle, I got with them and I agreed not to come down Velma Circle. So for me not coming down Velma Circle, I have a security guard or a police officer post at the front of Velma Circle. So they go down past Velma Circle and come through the back gate.
Have you had any complaints about noise?
Yeah, I had a, and that would never happen again. I had a music competition and it was absolutely too loud and I couldn't get it. So I dismissed that altogether. It would never happen because they don't know how to play like one at a time. Everybody want to play at the same time, and it was just bad. So I would never do that again.
Do you sell alcohol on the premises?
No, sir.
Do you allow alcohol on the premises?
If they bring it on themselves in their coolers, I don't have any problem with it.
Have
But
you
you can't have no bottles or containers. They can
Have you had any problems with that in the
I
past?
haven't had any incidents whatsoever, and I had over 300 to 400 people. They don't come with no problem. Everybody come ride, race, have a good time, and leave. I haven't had any shooting. I haven't had any fighting, and I've been doing it over 2 years. It's about one of the safest places that teenagers and older people to get together and have a good time.
What about exterior lighting? Is your lighting there, does it disturb the neighborhood?
That's one of the good things. When I have an event, I rent about 4, maybe 5 generators. I make sure you can see a bug on the ground. I don't want no dark spots. That's one reason I don't have any problem, because it's nothing dark. Everything is lit up. I light the whole area up. The track and the sitting area and whatever we do.
I noticed that your site adjoins the river, correct?
Sir?
Your site adjoins the river, adjacent to the river.
Yes, sir.
Is that Catoma Creek?
Yeah,
Catoma Creek.
I purchased some more land up above, and I wanted to eventually, as years to come, to put a dock out there and do a pedal boat or a canoe ride down the river, the creek.
What do you do about trash?
I got dumpsters and I take it to the site. We got a free site over in Smiley Court. So I delivered it over there and I got about 10, maybe 11 garbage cans, rolling.
How is this property secured from adjacent property owners?
I'm at the dead end.
Is it
And I'm
fenced?
100 yards, my house is 100 yards off the road.
Is it fenced? No, I'm talking about
Yeah, I'm
the
fenced
site.
in. I'm fenced in, because I used to raise livestock.
Is it fenced and gated?
It's fenced and gated.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, would y'all like to say anything, or y'all?
Yeah, it's my security.
Good evening, how y'all doing? My name is Andre Milton, and I've been doing security for Garrick since the ranch has opened up. And we really hadn't had any problems there. I myself park across Velma Circle, and I ask everybody that's coming in if it's just residential area, if you're going to the ranch, straight ahead. Like I said, it's child friendly because even my son brings my grandson down there to ride. And we really hadn't had any problem, none whatsoever. And like I said, he do a good job. It is gated. Have yellow gates where you come in all the way down the road. You turn in there. That's the entrance to the ranch. Like I said, it's family friendly. And like I said, I've been there with him since the beginning. And I stand before you now and tell you we have had no problem.
Okay.
Good evening. I'm the director of bands here at Alabama State University. And I've been there a couple of times. I'm not a dirt bike rider, but I wanted to see how it flowed and how things worked. And I've been there a couple of times, and technically it's been going pretty well. I was a little surprised that everything flowed the way Gary was telling me it did. So I'm in favor of it. It actually keeps some of my students who ride those bikes off the street, and they give them somewhere to go. That's what they have. They can go out there and ride and have some fun and not be disturbed or any foolishness. So that's the reason I'm here and I like about it. It's just getting the students off, or kids off the street to ride the dirt bikes.
How large is the overall site? How many acres?
The front adjoining is 25 acres. In the rear, out in the back where the mud holes at and stuff, it's 78 acres.
So a total of how many acres? 100?
100 and something, yeah.
Plus or minus 100 acres?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, any questions, board members?
One question. Do you ride all the acres or you just do the front?
No, we ride the back. I got like a racetrack on the front. We mostly use the front for parking and just sitting out and, you know, having barbecues and stuff. And then like my mud holes and stuff is way in the back. It's almost closer. I'm closer in the mud holes and trail rides to Old Selma Road in the creek.
Okay.
I'm a ways from my birth.
Any other questions? Mr. Howell?
Do you own this property?
I'm adjoining to, I purchased it, I got my paperwork that I bought it from Caldwell, Bunny Caldwell, before he passed away. In 2020, I did my LLCs in 2022, but I did them online during COVID, so they didn't go through or something, so I repurchased my LLCs and got all my paperwork done. Then I also created my nonprofit organization because I got a contract that I'm supposed to get with Common Ground for the kids to come out and ride forward with us. And I also supposed to meet with MP, the summer program with the MPS and over in Oak Park. I'm supposed to get with them. So that's my main issue. I'm trying to just do something and have them to do something positive. I mean, they already got the guys come out and my friends bring the horses out for them to ride. So I wanted to do something different. And if I could purchase some four-wheelers and do this and let them come out and ride, I think it'll be a big experience. And I also want to start doing the fishing thing down there eventually.
Thank you.
But you own the land?
Yeah, I'm part.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for 2 years, is that right?
Off and on, not really studied because, you know, the weather, we've been having a lot of bad weather. And I work a lot, so it's a lot for me to keep the grass cut and prepared and get it going. So yeah, off and on, almost 2 years.
Off and on, okay.
Okay.
Question.
All right.
Do you charge people to come out here and ride on your land?
Sundays I do not charge, it's free. And if we have an event, yeah, they charge.
How much?
Approximately $10 to $20.
Per head to get in there?
Yes,
and all
sir.
that? All right.
Any other questions before we hear from the opposition? Any other questions? Huh?
Operating hours. Yeah.
Well, I asked that question a while ago. Clarify your operating hours there on weekends only, right?
On weekends only.
All right,
I work Monday through Friday, so I don't have time to open
What's your early, Mondays, you work, the events are Saturdays and or Sundays, right?
Saturdays I get there about 11 o'clock. We open the gates probably about 12:01, and I'm done. I mean, by that time, we're exhausted anyway, right? So about 11:30, I start shutting it down.
11:30 p.m.
Yeah, I start shutting it down, and I want to be out of there no later than 12:30, because most of the time we got to clean up, people got to change clothes, they got to wash their four-wheelers off. so it takes a long time. So I shut it down no later than 11:30. I try to be out of there.
You shut down the activity,
Yes, sir.
but you're still cleaning up.
Yeah,
All right, so let me make sure I'm straight here. Saturdays and Sundays only.
No, not Sundays. Let me get it straight. Sundays, I had to go to work. So Sundays, we'll get there about 1 o'clock. We out of there by dark.
So it's Saturdays only.
Saturday only, yeah,
The earliest is 11 a.m. in the morning,
till about 11:30.
11:30 p.m. at night,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
That's your period of your activity.
Yeah. And on Sundays, it'll be probably about 1 to about 6. About first dark, I got to go because I got to be up for work.
Wait a minute, you just said you're not open on Sundays.
No, we ride and barbecue on Sunday.
All right, so Sunday hours of operation are what?
From 1 that evening and till about 6 o'clock that
1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Got it. All right.
Would you?
Joy?
Okay, go ahead, Joy.
You said something about music a while ago. Do you ever have any DJs out there?
We have DJs, but what I seem to do, my stage was set till the noise was going up to my neighbor. So what I do now, I rent a trailer and have my music going towards the creek if I have a DJ. But 9 times out of 10, we don't have to have no DJ. Then that music competition I did was just something first that I ever tried, but it was a bad thing.
Okay. All right, let's hear from the opposition. Anyone in the audience care to address this item? And we're going to limit it to a couple of people, and then I think Councilwoman Riley would like to say something. And please don't be repetitive.
So my name is Lillian Brooks, Teresa Brooks, and we're on Velma Circle, and we back up to the area that they're speaking of. Our property is at 4731 Velma Circle. These are my relatives as well as my neighbors. And so while the concept of what Mr. Oliver is saying is great for children, I get it. Number one, if you're allowing alcohol in, why are children there? That's number one. Number two, if I'm trying to have something in my home, the music is boom, 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 or I'm hearing the RV, these ATVs going, vroom, vroom, vroom. I literally, a month ago, was taking a test, a proctored test, and had to get up and go get earplugs to concentrate on my test. So while what he's trying to do is noble, I just don't feel comfortable with them infringing on our peace. I can't even sit outside and read a book because I can hear everything going on. Now, this didn't just start 2 years ago. They've been in and out, and we've been calling the police in and out the entire time. My sons are adults now, but before, there was alcohol, there were the big cars with the big wheels, the music was vulgar. I have my mother-in-law who lives like up the road, and my aunts who are elderly who live up the road. I don't want to hear it. If I want to hear that type of music, I can play it in my home, right? So basically, I'm just asking you guys to not do this because this would totally disrupt that family environment. I get what he's trying to do, but the way he's doing it is just not conducive to what we have in our residential homes.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Dorothy Richards, and I live on Velma Circle. And I've been fighting this battle for a while. I moved down there in '94. Quiet, peaceful, none of this. Mr. Oliver's mother passed away. Once she passed away, then all the rhetoric came in. All they do is advertise. My kids would call me and say, "Mama, do you see what they're gonna do down there tonight?" I did present a video, but it didn't download for you all to see it. I did take pictures of how the roads get tore up. It's not only the race cars and all that junk that they have down there. They tear up the road. He hauled trucks down there with loads and loads of trees. He have bonfires. And it's for a profit. It's for a financial gain. Because if My kids, there's no way I'm gonna let my kids go out there. If they go from 12 to 6, that's fine, but after 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning, what recreation is that for a kid? Or even a teenager? They should be home, and you should close that place at 5, and the traffic is terrible. Sometimes literally, I have to get over in the ditch to let not an 18-wheeler, he had them come down there too. I have to get over the things that haul them, the trailers. They so wide on the road, and it's one way in, one way out. It's a cul-de-sac. If something dangerous happened down there with that traffic that was coming, we'll be in a pickle. And I just don't want it. I walk those streets every day, walking. My sister and I, Laura and I, just cleaned the street the other day on Velma Circle. I pay people to clean the trash that they discard when they leave and in and out. Yes, he had tried to make an effort, but it's not a place for a commercial business to operate. And if y'all saw that dump, you would know it's not fit for that. And it's gonna take a lot of work to get it to where he's saying he wanted it.
Thank you, Ms. Richards. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Melinda Mfield, and I live on Velma Circle also.
Okay.
The noise is the problem for me. I have to get up and go to work. You can hear the noise with the ATVs and the music till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's too late. He says there's a cutoff time, but it's too loud. People work. None of them live down there. We live there.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Dr. Donna Nelson, and I own property there on Velma Circle. I do not live there. However, I have been down on Velma Circle and heard the commotion from down the street, and I'm also aware of all the traffic that goes down there and the trash and so forth that's left there on the property, or, well, actually on the street. So, like I said, I do not live there, but I do own property and I rent property there, and I don't want my tenants exposed to that noise.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else care to address this item?
I got a question.
All right, for who? Oh, wait a minute. Anyone else care to address this item? Okay, Mr. Oliver, you can come back up. And huh? She was giving out there.
Can I say something else?
You can, okay, you can, first of all, let me tell you what Mr. Holmes got a question for you.
Okay.
You'll be given an opportunity to respond to their concerns.
All right.
Okay, so, do you have lights out at this place?
Lights?
Lights.
Yes, I've purchased generator lights every time I have an event, but I got lights, lights. I got a house down there. It's got lights, water, and everything.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where they ride the ATVs.
Yeah, I get rent generator lights.
Okay, so after dark, are they still riding, or is it more?
No.
Is it mainly a DJ and music and hanging out?
Most of the time we do night rides, but you know everybody got the big bright LED lights on the four wheelers and side by side. So we do a night ride probably about 9:30. But actually I shut down at 11:30, no later than 12. And I don't even use Velma Circle Street to come down at all during the event. I take adjoining to my property, a back road to come down there. I do not use Velma Circle. And that's my security guard. And I also got a police officer here. They could tell you, we block that street off. Every time, sometimes a person will sneak through and come down that street anyway, and they'll lie, say they going to see somebody on that street. I can't stop everybody. As of the road being bumpy and raggedy, the road is about 30, 40 years old, and the curves it's gonna go bad. By her calling, getting it done, I appreciate that, but it's nothing dealing with the guys coming down there dumping wood, because they own the average dump trailer. It's not a 18-wheeler, it's a trailer with a truck on the hat, with a dump bed. And if it's legal to drive it on the highway, it's legal to drive it on a road.
All right, let me ask this question. Would you consider not staying open so late and maybe closing at 6 or 7 in the evening rather than 11?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you talked to them at all about this?
Yeah, but the main issue they had, They have no problem as long as they ain't, no traffic's on this street. That's all Mfield said, everybody. If they ain't on that street, they ain't got no problem with it. So that was my main course, to keep them off of that street. And that's what I've been doing. I've been having the security, like I said, security on that street. The other week, I haven't, she said she was last month, I haven't been open since January. So I don't know what she talking about last month. I went out there riding.
Okay. So I just want to be clear. You are open to shutting this down at 6 or 7 p.m. rather than 11 at night.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to talk to them about that too. But anyway, okay, thank you.
Okay. Councilman Riley, would you like to address us tonight?
Yes, good evening. Like I stated, if I need to go and take pictures myself and get details, because a lot of stuff was said for is grant money that's supposed to be MPS grant money, summer programs, money from the police department. And if I need to check out all of these park and recs to make sure all of this is being done, I can do that. That's why I was taking notes on things that was being said, so I can have a note for myself to investigate things on my own in time-wise purposes. And I'm gonna ask the question, have you all in the community talked to each other? Okay, so can we postpone this? I would sit down with them. I would go to every house in that neighborhood and talk. I would go to every house in that neighborhood myself and talk, and maybe I need to bring them together because it seems like no one is communicating. Because if we're gonna do different times, and I appreciate the times that you said, because those are really good times that I agree with as well. If we're gonna do something that's clean for our children to participate in, no alcohol, security purpose, but we need to just divide to see what we need to do, because it seems like animosity and anger is in here.
Yeah.
And I don't do animosity and anger.
And we don't want to leave there with this.
Right,
either.
because
So-
we're calling out, we're not even calling each other by the
All right.
correct names. We're just saying she, he, and all of this. So we
I'll-
probably need to just kind of talk to and let me check on all these grants, because I want to know if all these grants are going to be funded for because I don't know. This is my first time hearing of these.
I'll entertain a motion to delay this.
John, let me ask a question from
All right.
the other party.
All right.
The lady that-
Ma'am,
Could you come back up? Yes, ma'am.
one question.
Yes, ma'am. I just have a question. So I'm not asking you to speak for everybody, but you've probably talked to them.
Okay.
If they were in agreement to shut down at 6 or 7 p.m., would the neighborhood consider that, allowing that with no alcohol? They obviously have to clean up trash. And also, if they don't abide by those rules, they can be shut down with a nuisance claim anyway, so down the road. So I'm trying to work a deal for both y'all and just want to see if that's an option. So if we do postpone, y'all can work together as well off that time frame.
Okay, so I can speak for my household?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, again, this is not something that just started. And so what happens is, if we lay back a little bit, it escalates. And it just gets louder, and it gets to be more. I'm all for doing things for the kids. If we can work on something, and this is just for children, and we're not having all of these ATVs going up and down, even up on Hanville Road, because we live on Velma, and he's correct. They do try to divert the traffic, but they don't get it all. We have grandchildren, and some of my neighbors, their grandchildren are down there, and so when they're riding, if those things are going down the road, they can hit those children. Okay. So we just want to keep our neighborhood intact. But again, if this is going to be strictly for children, for the youth, if that's what I'm hearing, we can all sit down and talk about that, because I'm all for doing whatever we need to do for the children. It's just that escalated noise. I shouldn't be able to hear and have to hear music that I don't choose to listen to in my home.
Right. Well, and like I said, if y'all can come to some agreement and we approved it, then obviously if they don't abide by it, it can be shut down. So,
We,
that's all.
we would prefer for y'all to come to some agreement, okay? And so I'll entertain a motion to delay this to the next meeting or at some point in the future.
To delay.
Motion to
have a
delay.
second.
Second.
Delay from Mr. Holmes, second. From George Howell. Any questions? All in favor of delaying, please
Mr.
raise your
Chairman.
hand. We got a motion on the table. It's been delayed. Sir? Well, wait a minute. We made a motion to delay, and it's going to be up to you guys to work out some agreement, okay? We could see we were getting nowhere with this, and the best thing for y'all to do is to agree to agree.
Amen.
Otherwise, we have to make the decision for you. Okay? Great. Thank y'all.
That's the best thing.
Let's see how much to talk.
Okay, item number 3. Presented by Melinda Sellers, requesting a special exception for a power substation to be located on the north side of Wasden Road, approximately 700 feet of Mobile Highway, and an M3 district. Ms. Sellers?
Hi, good evening. Melinda
Hello.
Sellers, 420 North 20th Street, Birmingham, Alabama, with Fern Foreman. I'm here on behalf of NBV Alabama, formerly Manna Beverage and Ventures.
Could you speak a little louder and
Yes,
directly into that?
Manna Ventures and
Yeah,
Beverages.
the
Is that
acoustics
better?
in here are terrible.
They really are. We're
Yeah.
struggling in the back to understand you guys. It's better up here. We are in the process now of developing this parcel. I came before you guys last fall seeking a rezoning to get it zoned properly for the proposed activity out there. And so tonight, my discrete request is approval to have the substation. Alabama Power is installing a substation that will serve both my client's property and the 200 acres to the north that is owned by Diageo.
Okay. How is the property accessed from Wasden Road? Is there going to be a road leading to this substation?
Yes, sir. Right now, there's currently access off of Wasden, but that's not going to be the final access. We will be presenting a new plat that will have a right-of-way that the city will own, and that comes before you on the 25th, or comes before the city on the 25th. So both properties, my client's 200 acres and the Diageo 200 acres, will be accessed from a public road that runs north-south, immediately and adjacent to the west of this parcel where the substation will be.
We did. I'm going to bring that up. You say the road is going to be a city-dedicated road?
Yes, sir. If you scroll down to the very next image in the packet, I think it's, oh, wait a minute, hang on. I'm sorry, scroll.
Yeah, we see it. Here's the reason we asked. I believe when we approved the rezoning, we required that at least 100 feet of that road be paved. Okay? In other words, we don't want a gravel road connecting at Wasden Road.
Are you talking about the public road, Mr. Sanders?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be paved.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Normally it would be, but oftentimes we will get this type of request for some kind of cell tower or substation, and it's served with a gravel road.
Sure.
And we're going to require this to be at least 100 feet of paved road, regardless of who puts it in.
100 feet coming from the public
From
road.
Wasden Road.
Okay,
We're trying
I
to-
now understand your question, so let me take a step back. I don't know that this, can we go to, this might be the better image. This is right before that.
It's temporary
Right before
anyway.
that.
This only applies to any road that serves a substation.
Yes, sir.
That
And
connects
I'm
with
not-
Wasden Road.
I'm not sure if the substation is served off of Wasden Road. That's why I want us to look at this Can we go
It
up,
is.
scroll up
It's
just
off
one
of
image?
Wasden.
It's off of Wasden.
Yes, this. So you see the crosshatch, the substation is the red. And you see the crosshatch that runs north-south. That is gonna be the public city road. I am not sure if that substation is accessed off of that public road or Wasden Road. That I'm not sure in my mind, when we were talking about it before, I think the substation will be accessed from that new public road and
Okay.
not
Probably
from,
so.
I think you'll come
And
off
then
of
it's,
Wasden.
then it's gonna be paved. If it's public, it's gonna be paved.
Yes, sir.
We don't want any road connecting with Wasden Road to be gravel.
Understood.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Mr. Howell?
Is she a DJ?
I cannot hear in here. Who do you represent?
MBV-AL LLC is their name now. When I was before you in the fall, it was Manna Beverages and Ventures. They've changed their name, shortened it to MBV.
So it's a private corporation.
You
Yes,
have a
sir.
friend named Johnny Walker.
Yes, sir. It's a private corporation.
Okay. And you're building this for what?
There's a facility, well, the substation will serve my client and the proposed facility to the north of that, I guess it's a hatch line, for manufacturing and warehousing.
Okay.
But my client's right, on the bottom half.
All right. So your client is that initials that you said, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that the company that's going to build that warehouse out there that's going to be it's going to be part of the dock system with the state? Is it that thing?
No.
No, sir.
Totally different.
This is
It's beverage manufacturing.
Oh, we heard about that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All these men are in the building and real estate business. I am not. I'm just a private citizen, so they think they know everything. But I'm glad I got to ask you. Thank you.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
You got it.
Have a second?
I'll
Have a
second. I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Raise your hand. You got it.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
So moved.
I gotta go.